Thank you very much for staying with us. This morning, we yet again talk about something huge. Actually, I mean, it's an allegation, not just any allegation of genocide against Christians in Nigeria. That killings have been happening in Nigeria. The issue of insecurity, it's no more news in Nigeria. Banditry, terrorism, kidnappings and all of those things, and, ravaging mostly part of the northern part of Nigeria, but then you see it in the northeast, not central right now, and there are pockets of issues around the country, different issues actually, but then it's gaining momentum, or it took another dimension when allegations by U.S. Congressman Senator Ted Cruz came out, where he said that Christians are being subjected to genocide in Nigeria. And there have been different reactions to that, about that particular claim. In fact, there are figures that have even been given to say from this particular time to this particular time, almost 500,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria, in which the U.S. Congressman said it's an intentional thing, it's a genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Now, there have been different reactions from the Nigerian government. The president has spoken on it in different meetings to say, not under him, whatever is happening, there are challenges of insecurity, but that a people of a particular region are being wiped out, it's nothing short of lies. The National Assembly have been reacting to that as well. The reps on Wednesday passed a resolution, and they are urging on the federal government of Nigeria to challenge the position of that U.S. congressman, even at the United Nations. Just yesterday as well, a ranking member of the Senate, Senator Ali Ndume, reacted to that and said it is not true. And in the words of Ali Ndume, he said what Ted Cruz and co said is not true. It is not true to say Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. This came from Ted Cruz, and it dates back to 2020. In fact, Donald Trump in his first term designated us as CPC, and CPC means countries of particular concern, where a group of religious believers of any type are being persecuted. That means sanctions will be applied, and he has, said that is not true. And Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz, he had accused Nigerian government of enabling a massacre against Christians. In a post on X on Tuesday, Cruz claimed that about 50,000, not 500,000, I take that back, 50,000 Christians have been killed since 2009, while over 2,000 schools and 18,000 churches were destroyed by Islamist armed groups. I'll allow you to take a listen to what Senator Ali Ndume said at the plenary yesterday.
Then affirm that while Nigeria faces security challenges, these are not defined by religion alone, but by complex mix of terrorism, criminality, and social economic factors. Accordingly, urge the federal government, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, security agencies, and other relevant stakeholders, to enhance transparent and data-driven public communication, providing verified casual figures and the context, and counter the misinformation. For example, what I read about the submission of Ted Cruz was that over 50,000 Christians were killed. But to me, it may be more or it may be less. But the UNDP authentically gave the figure from 2009 to date as 350,000 deaths occurred as a result of Boko Haram terrorists and all that attack.
All right, thank you. We have been joined now by University Don, and he's also a clergy doctor, PhD, Reverend Father Dr. Anthony Adebayo. He joins us, to tell us what he thinks as a scholar, also as a clergy, and very importantly, as a Nigerian. Dr. Adebayo, it's good to see you again. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. How are you doing? It's quite
Very
some
well,
time.
thank you. Now, this is where we
Great.
are, and you know, I intentionally picked out some of your cards. You're a clergyman, you are a reverend father of the Roman Catholic Church, you are a scholar, and of course, you're a Nigerian. What do you say to these development, quite an ugly one, where a U.S. congressman is alleging genocide against Christians in Nigeria, and he has been so upbeat on it, and there are reactions here, but I need you to just walk us through what do you think is happening. Is that true?
Well, as at today, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. That's why in research,
Doctor, you might want to speak up a bit, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What I said is that it's not true. The allegation of genocide against Christians in Nigeria is not true in any way. Okay. As at yesterday, as at today. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm telling you that as at today, the allegation is fallacious and it's not true. As a researcher, okay, we always tell ourselves that the data of yesterday may not address the concerns of today. What does that mean? What I see in this whole affair is that the Senator, Ted Cruz, is still living in the past. Living in the past. So it's possible he's still using the data of the 2009 of the Boko Haram era, where Boko Haram was holding sway. He's still using those data to still talk today, as if what was happening when Boko Haram was holding sway is still what is still happening today. So, and it is not true. Now, if you look at as at today, it is not true. That's what I'm saying, contextually. If you look at what was happening in Boko Haram time, when they were holding sway, when they were rampaging everywhere, Boko Haram fixated their attention actually on Christians and churches, which is correct. As at that time, it's correct. Because you will see that Boko Haram was attacking churches, Boko Haram was attacking Christians at that time, yes. But is it the same today? No. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, where?
It's not the same today. The only semblance that you can say, well, Christians are being killed is the happenings in Benue State. You know, Benue State is primarily a Christian state. And people are being killed there by these insurgents, by these bandits and all that. But it is not because they are Christians that are attacking Benue State. No. The reason for attacking Benue State is different. It's not religious. It's not the reason for attacking people in Benue State. It's not a religious matter. So to now say that Christians are being killed, are being genocide against Christians in Nigeria is not in any way true. As at yesterday, as at today.
All right, Dr. Adebayo, you are a Christian, and I want us to be careful. I want us to choose our words carefully. You're a Christian. You're not just a Christian. You're a reverend father, okay? So you are saying it's not true. But again, in your submission, you said at some point when Boko Haram was holding sway, you confirmed the fact that several Christians were attacked and killed. Several churches were closed down. I know of several pastors were killed right in the middle of a church service. Okay, that's a clear indication of targeting Christians, which you confirmed. That was then. So you said that was then. Are you saying we don't have Boko Haram again? Okay, Dr. Adebayo, we still have Boko Haram terrorists, you know, holding sway in several local governments in Nigeria as we speak. Okay, so when you say when you wish it away like that, then look at what happened in June on June 13 and June 14, 2025 in Yellowater, Benue State, where over 200 Christians were massacred, okay, by Islamic terrorists. Now, Dr. Adebayo, if you say it's not true, you're saying it categorically it's not true. Wouldn't that be, you know, sounding like being insensitive to the plight of those Christians who are actually suffering, and to those families, I mean, who have lost, you know, family members in the hands of these Islamic terrorists? Wouldn't that sound a little bit insensitive towards them? Dr. Adebayo, can you hear me? Okay, I'm afraid we have a bit of a connection problem right there. We'll try to reestablish connection because I really like us to continue with this conversation, Femi. Just as I was saying, you know, there are many families, you know, Christian families who have lost, you know, loved ones. He said it, yes, there was a point in Nigeria when these guys were just attacking churches. Churches. It wasn't safe to go to church. You know, pastors were killed. That I know of.
Remember the Niger State Catholic Church attack. Yeah. Very fatal. And
several other small churches, Femi. I mean, several small assemblies.
Underreported.
Yeah. So again, I think when we say, because you know, the way he said it, that categorically is not true, but he also confirmed the fact that at some point it was true.
Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted us to clarify that so that we know exactly what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have empirical data to show that these guys are no longer attacking Christians? I'm afraid we don't have that data. So why don't we try to investigate? Yes, there are other, you know, root causes. We talked about, you know, land grabbing. You know, we talked about, you know, fight for control of mineral resources in those areas. Okay, I understand we have Dr. Adebayo back with us. Dr. Adebayo, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you.
I hope you got my question. So I really like you to react to that.
Yes, I will. I will respond to it now. Can I respond now?
Please go ahead.
Okay, now there's chronologically, I said before, yes. You see, there's something we need to understand, and that is that you have to look at the data of yesterday, and I said as at yesterday, as at today, genocide is a word that denotes the fact that something is going on, and what the senator said is that there is deliberate genocide against Christians ongoing in Nigeria. Ongoing. Is it true that it is ongoing? No. Is it like it happened before? Yes. Do we see our pockets of killings in Benue State? Yes. What is the reason for the killings in Benue State? It is not because they are Christians. No. Our Catholic church in Owo was attacked. People were killed. In Niger State, everywhere in Kaduna, and all that, they were killed. But at some point in time, if you begin to, from my own research, many imams, mosques have been attacked. Mosques have been attacked in the last 3 years, up to now. Mosques, imams, Muslims have been killed. If you look at the number of those who have been killed in the last 3 years, there are more Muslims than Christians. And I'm telling you the truth. Boko Haram is still functioning, but not even as
Dr. Adebayo, sorry to cut in.
Yes.
Do you have any empirical data? Do you have any data to prove that more Muslims have been killed than Christians in the last 3 years? Do you have any evidence to support that claim?
Definitely. If you do your, let me just give you pointers to it. Now, the areas in Zamfara, people are being killed. In Niger State, people are being killed. In Borno State, people are being killed. The areas in Borno South is where you have more Christians. Borno East, Borno North, and all that, they are predominantly Muslims. If you go to Borno State today, the areas being attacked less is the Borno South, where there are Christians. Go and find out. As at last week, as at yesterday, as at today, the area being the district being attacked more now is the Muslim area of Borno State. Find out. We have the data for that. Borno South is the less attacked of the areas in Borno State. So if it's clear genocide, then what we'll be having now is that all the local governments that are Christians dominated will have been more attacked than Muslim-dominated areas. But in Borno State, that is not true. We need to isolate why the bandits are rampaging. We need to isolate that factor. So when we isolate the reasons for it, then we'll be able to know whether it's genocide or not. Before, yes, when Boko Haram started, what they were doing was that they were attacking churches, they were killing Christians.
All right, we'll try.
Absolutely, I'm afraid we lost connection there. Yeah.
That connection again, because he's making a point, and he has reiterated that point before. Yes, for him, and that's why he said, even from his intro, that Yesterday, no. Today, no. But it used to be in the past, and he gave his, facts to be, the areas being, mostly heat right now, Muslim-dominated areas. But then the Christian Association of Nigeria, has reacted to that. That was 2 days ago. They made a release, and they are urging the federal government to act decisively to end killings and attacks against Christian communities across the country. And they are warning that the continued loss of life should no longer be reduced to statistics. In fact, they said Christian lives are not statistics. That's what they said, according to Christian Association of Nigeria. In that statement signed by Archbishop Daniel Oko, the president of CAN, the association expressed concern over ongoing discussions about faith, violence, and insecurity, stating that it was essential to address the situation truthfully and with compassion. CAN said many Christian communities, particularly in northern Nigeria, had suffered attacks, loss of life, and the destruction of places of worship. And they note that these incidents highlighted the need for government and security agencies to ensure the protection of all citizens, regardless of region or creed. And, that's their position. And let me quote what they further said. CAN affirms without hesitation that many Christian communities in parts of Nigeria, especially in the north, have suffered severe attacks, loss of life, and destruction of places of worship. These painful realities serve as reminders of the urgent need for government and security agencies to act decisively to protect every citizens. And this is their position. Dr. Adebayo, I understand you are back. Can you hear us, sir?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes. You are going to land on your thought. I'll allow you land.
Yeah, so my major contention is that it's in the past. You can say yes. Yeah. If you look at Niger State, look at what is going on in Niger State right now. Right now, is Niger State Christian dominated? Look at what is going on in Kwara State. People are being killed in Kwara State as we speak, and the government has said, okay, let the Nigerian Army go and establish a station there. Is Kwara State Christian dominated? Kwara State very close to us here. So what we are saying in essence is that, yes, people are being killed up to today, up to yesterday. But are they singled out as Christians? No.
All right.
Because until we interrogate the reasons for the killing, the Catholic Church we have lost so many churches, we have lost so many clergymen, we have lost so many members. Yes. But is it the way we're losing them 7, 6, 8, 9 years ago? Is it the same now? No. But that does not mean that if we lose somebody now, that it is not a serious matter. No.
All right, Dr. Adebayo, I have my question, but let me just take you before I ask that question. You talked about the Catholic Church in which you represent, you are a clergy of, you serve in and serve with, and in which you speak to people, you are a researcher yourself, have been attacked in the past. And in fact, for me personally, the first major attack against the church was that Niger State bombing years ago, in which it was a Catholic church. I can remember vividly, which was quite fatal, very fatal at that time.
Right.
So, as a researcher in the Catholic Church, what will you say are the reasons right now why people are still dying and why Catholic Church are still being attacked? What would be your reason as of today?
Well, I can say today that the Catholic Church is not a target like before.
Okay.
Because we need to know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to take narrative from where are we coming from? Where are we now? Where are we headed? So that if we look at those 3 scenarios, we'll be able to say this is where we are heading. When the whole thing started, no church has been more attacked than the Catholic Church. When this whole nonsense started, no church. We have lost many reverend fathers, we have lost seminarians, we have lost people. Yes. But now, after some time, the thing now dwindled. The lesson we should even learn, first and foremost, is that when somebody is being attacked, don't think it can never get to you. Do you know what some people said when this whole nonsense started?
Right.
Some said, the Catholic Church is being attacked because the Catholics don't pray, they don't pray more. Eventually, it's now reached other Christians. Is it that they don't also pray more? No. It's just that the problem is the problem. Okay, are you with me, sir?
What's the problem?
So now,
actually,
the problem is multifaceted, and I'll take it one after the other.
Yeah.
Number one, the problem is economic. Economic. Why is it okay? Economic, yes. Number two, land issues, land grabbing. So now let's take the economic for instance. The problem that happened in Libya and around the Sahel, our borders were so porous, people came in. I know the Fulanis have their kinsmen all over Africa, from Mauritania, from Libya, from Morocco, from Cameroon, from everywhere. So they came from Niger, they came into Nigeria, and they started recruiting people because they met those people on ground. They also met Boko Haram on ground. So we now have pockets of different insurgency groups. So Boko Haram is separate, ISWAP is separate, bandit, those who don't even align with any of those ones are separate. All of them are running economic structures. They are running economic structures that now, today, it has left the ideological basis of Boko Haram. It is now the basis of let us conquer terrorism and make money. Okay? So now what they are now doing is that, are you aware that food is essential because these groups take taxes from farmers. They take over farms. Whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, they take over your farm. In Zamfara, in Borno, in Kebbi, everywhere they take over your farms. And taking over farms is not a matter of whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. So if you don't pay the tax, if you don't pay these insurgents, if you don't pay the bandits, they kill you. You don't get to your farm, they kill. There are those who are into cattle rustling. Economic money, economic reasons. Those who are being sponsored by those who are even outside of the country. Terrorist groups outside the nation who are trying to expand their networks. So, and because the youth are not so gainfully employed, it was so easy. It was so easy to now recruit them into these insurgent groups. Like there's a paper I wrote on Almajirism, that Almajirism is a pool for recruitment into banditry and insurgency. This for our former president, Goodluck Jonathan. Are you with me, sir?
Yes.
Good. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We are with you.
Goodluck Jonathan started what is called the Almajiri schools. According to United Nations data, according to the World Bank data, the number of out-of-school children in northern Nigeria is over 13 million. Out-of-school children. That's more than the population of some countries. More than the population of Sierra Leone and Israel. So now these children are out of school. And because they are out of school, the idle hand is devil's workshop. They have to eat. They have to live. Almanjiri is that once you are the parents throw you out of the house. They are no longer in charge of your feeding, in charge of your upkeep.
Right.
What the bandits do is just to simply recruit them into their midst. They give them food, they give them money. So it becomes they become soft targets for recruitment for all these insurgents.
Right. Dr. Adebayo,
don't forget I said yes.
Because of time, the National Assembly, they have been reacting to these. The reps, the Senate, and in fact the Senate have resolved to work closely with the federal government to strengthen counter-terrorism efforts and enhance public communication to prevent the spread of misinformation about Nigeria's internal security challenges. So they call it misinformation. And they have further urged the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to engage diplomatically with the United States to clarify Nigeria's position and ensure accurate representation of the nation's security realities in global arena. Now that the National Assembly have reacted to this and they are saying this is what the federal government should do, even on the diplomatic stage. Are you saying this position of Senator Ted Cruz, a U.S. congressman, on this matter doesn't represent our current status and insecurity concern in Nigeria? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. And that's why I said the man is still living in the past. Right. Yes, and it's a fact of history that the Catholic Church, even among Christians, was the most attacked. But is it still the same today? No. But what should be our take home from what this man has said? Number one, that we should not allow our situation to degenerate further. Both Christians, both Muslims, their lives matter. So whether Christians are being killed, because as I'm telling you, people are being killed. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, people are being killed. So what the man said, instead of us to just throw it away, should be that, okay, even though killings are going on, but not for religious purposes, but just for economic purposes, for land grabbing, so for cattle rustling, for this thing they call this mineral resources issues, we should now take the message. The truth of the matter.
All right, we'll try and work on the connection. Quite a frustrating one at the connecting end, because this is a matter that concerns everybody. And just like Dr. Adebayo said, either you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or you're an atheist or you don't even believe anything at all, every life, is very important. We'll go on a quick break right now because the Christian Association of Nigeria, they also reacted to this. We further the conversation. That will be after now. We are live on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. Stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. We have been talking about the allegations raised by U.S. Congressman Senator Ted Cruz about a genocide against Christians in Nigeria currently going on. And we have Reverend Father Dr. Anthony Adebayo, a University Don Clergy with us. Thank you for staying with us, Dr. Adebayo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Now, the Christian body in Nigeria, under the umbrella of Christian Association of Nigeria, they have made a position, on the claims of Christian genocide in the country. And they stressed that while many Christian communities have suffered violent attacks, its advocacy has always been guided by justice, peace, and truth, And in a statement signed on Wednesday, that was 2 days ago, by its president, Archbishop Daniel Oko, they said, I want to read what they said, verbatim, confirms or affirms without hesitation that many Christian communities in parts of Nigeria, especially in the north, have suffered severe attacks, loss of life, and the destruction of places of worship. These realities are painful reminders of the urgent need for government and security agencies to act decisively to protect its citizens, regardless of religion or region. Over the years, Khan and the wider Christian community have worked tirelessly to draw attention, both nationally and internationally, to the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. How do you react to that?
Well, what Khan has said is very true, very, very true. But Khan has not, what that statement says is not about genocide. We have to be clear about the word genocide.
But they talked about
what Khan has
persecution of Christians in Nigeria.
Yes. It has been on. It's not Boko Haram thing. It didn't start with insurgents. Okay? You see, we need to contextualize what we are discussing.
Please go ahead, sir.
What Khan has said is something that has been happening since. Okay, look at when you remember Deborah was attacked, okay, and she was killed. Something happened in Sweden. A man desecrated the Quran in Sweden, and people went on rampage in northern Nigeria and burnt churches and killed people and all that. So, and this is before Boko Haram ever started. So we must be able to understand that in the northern part of the country, religion is a volatile thing. that any small thing can spark attack against Christians. But it is not genocide. Genocide is that there's a deliberate attempt to start killing in droves. In droves, no. But what Khan is responding to is that this is a Muslim-dominated religion, and they have always not been welcoming to Christians. So right from 1900, 2000, and this kind of thing is what Khan is referring to. It's different from what the bandits and co are doing. It's different. It's different. Now, like, let me give you an instance. Recently, in August this year, precisely August 19, 2025, bandits attacked a mosque, a Malufashi local government in Katsina State, and killed 27 people while they were praying inside the mosque. Shot and killed 27 people inside the mosque in Malufashi local government of Katsina State. Less than 2 months ago. Another one has happened after that. So what Khan is saying is that, yes, we know that in northern Nigeria, we have always have issues of Christian against Muslim. In fact, under El-Rufai, it was more pronounced. You know, the southern Kaduna people are predominantly Christians, and they were under serious attack. And El-Rufai was explaining that by saying that it's because they attacked most Fulanis, and the Fulanis are retaliating. That's the way he just explained killings away.
So Dr. Adebayo, sorry to cut in.
Sorry.
Dr. Adebayo.
Let me conclude my thought on that. Let me conclude my thought on that.
Yeah, you talk about Kaduna. Yeah.
I think he wants to land on something.
Okay, is it Kaduna?
What Khan is saying in that letter is that we have an age-long problem. Muslim against Christians.
Yes, I just wanted you to clarify something concerning that concerning the Kaduna attack. So, would you agree? All right, okay. Would you agree, Dr. Adebayo, that there was a clear case of genocide against Christians in Kaduna at some point?
Definitely, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Please go ahead.
That's why I said before and now. We must be able to have comparative analysis. Before and now. You know why we need to be careful about the use of the word genocide and what the senator is doing. We must take two lessons from there. What the senator is doing, he can demarcate this country, can demarcate Nigeria.
All right. But if it is true, should we, because of not demarcating Nigeria, not face the issue square on?
No, I said there are two things we should take from there. Two things. One, what the senator is saying, the Teku say, can demarcate this country.
Okay. America
is great today for one singular reason, that all nations of the world are bringing things into America. All nations. America is a port that everybody is bringing things into. Asians, Africans, Europeans, and all that. That's why America is great. America is not great because of the Americans' efforts, no. So if we demarcate this country and we lose FDIs, we lose many things, there will be a problem.
All right.
The second lesson is that what the man has said, was it true before? Yes. Can we still get to that level? Yes. Can what the man say still manifest? Yes. Because if we don't address issues of poverty, inequality, unemployment, almajirism, what the man has said is prophetic. It has happened before, it can still happen again. And that's why we must take what he has said seriously.
Yeah, so it's not completely false. So what he's saying is not completely false.
It's not. It's even prophetic. It's not completely false. It's not. In fact, actually, we should take it as instigating Nigerian government to act positively. We should see the goodness in what the man is saying.
All right.
That this has happened before and it can still happen again.
All right, Dr. Adebayo. Now, this claims by U.S. Senator Senator Ted Cruz calling Nigeria, saying that Nigeria is currently experiencing genocide against Christians. Not just Senator Ted Cruz, you also have U.S. Congressman Riley Moore, who earlier this week wrote a comprehensive letter to President Donald Trump, urging him to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Now, this has been done before during the first term of President Donald Trump. Dr. Adebayo, if this happens, it will affect trade deals. I mean, weapons trade deals exactly, between the US and Nigeria. It will affect military technical support. They're going to withdraw technical support to Nigeria and several other factors and some economic sanctions against Nigeria. So how do you see that affecting Nigeria? That's number one. And number two, Dr. Adebayo, do you see international community such as United Nations and African Union taking these claims of genocide against Christians in Nigeria seriously?
Yes, and that is my concern, that if we allow this narrative to fly and it's seen as what is going, you see, you said something when you were talking that the senator said currently, let us underline the word currently. That word currently is where the problem lies. Was it happening? Yes. Is it still going on? No. Because the ideological stance has changed. Now, many of those who will listen to that senator, who will hear Nigeria being displayed as a CPC country, they are not going to come into Nigeria. They don't have the data. They don't live here with us. They believe that even as I'm talking to you now as a Nigerian in Osogbo, I'm not safe. So they will now begin to allow their citizens, be careful. Don't trade with that country. Don't do things with that country. And I told you, no country survives alone. When Britain discovered UK, that they were going down, what did they do? They opened their borders. You know how many people have jackpot to UK? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
It's not that UK loves blacks. They don't like blacks. They don't like us. But they need us to be able to stabilize their system. That's why they opened their borders. And when they now saw that they have had enough, they started bringing stringent conditions again. So if we now say we turn Nigeria to a pariah nation, a nation isolated, a nation taken out of the radar, we are going to run into crisis. No nation, America cannot survive alone. So that's why we must see this thing as, no, yes, we had that problem in the past, in the recent past actually. But right now, it is not like that. But we must not stop at that. We must also work towards making sure that it doesn't happen.
So
it's a challenge
Dr. Adebayo,
It's a challenge. Yes, sir.
Of course, it is a great challenge. So what should the Nigerian government be doing? What should the Nigerian government be doing at this time to avoid a repetition? Because if you acknowledge the fact that there was actually genocide against Christians in Nigeria, and you also acknowledge the fact that it might and it can happen again. So what should the Nigerian government be doing at this time to prevent a repetition of what happened before?
So what, because it's the worst, I mean, the worst victim of that genocide was even the Catholic Church. So I know what I'm talking about. Now, what the government can do now is that we must begin to look at poverty and inequality. Because Jonathan then started the Alleging schools, that let us educate these children. Let them be employable. Stop this issue of Alleging system, where you give birth to like 20 children and you throw them on the streets, doing nothing. So I don't know that you have 30 million children out of school in Nigeria. It is not Nigeria.
I'm afraid we lost connection right there. Please bear with us. We'll try to reestablish connection. Just technical, glitches, as we say here. It's quite common. Perhaps the internet or something. We are not new to that.
Glitches.
We talk about glitches as far as technology is concerned in this part of the world. It's not peculiar to us anyway. But it happens. It's one of those things.
will know better.
Absolutely.
We hope there won't be anything like that under the new man now. But then security is a big issue. We hope we get Dr. Adebayo back. Either it's, possibly it's just coming from Senator Ted Cruz, or because there are some Nigerians who will want to agree with Senator Ted Cruz that maybe he's systematic. It might not be
those living the reality.
It might not be a nationwide thing. Maybe in some part, and that will be my next question to him. In some part of the country, because he talked about what is happening in Benue. Because when something keeps happening over and over, then it becomes a pattern. And the people that are attacking them, they are of a particular semblance. They speak some particular language.
From a tribe, from a religion.
From a religion. Even when people of that religion have said they don't represent us. But when they come under that guise to attack people of a particular tribe, people of a particular religion. So there is a way it looks like this is their intention, among many other things. Apart from the land grabbing thing, why are you always coming to hammer these people? And you go and those persons are displaced, so you come into the area, take over, and that's what has been happening for ages, because this is not just a 2025 problem.
Absolutely.
That's why that was made me to ask that question, or will make me to ask the question to say, maybe we should look inwardly, not just, it might not be a total Nigerian thing. Maybe in some parts of Nigeria, this thing might be going on.
Perhaps we might be having isolated cases of genocide against Christians in some parts of Nigeria.
And he talked about the issue of Kaduna State, actually, because many persons will say many things went down.
Exactly.
Under Nasir Arafat.
A lot of security analysts will say, especially someone like Dr. Clergy, that there was a clear case of genocide against Christians.
Calculated and intentional. Which was maybe more pronounced according to public opinion, under Muhammadu Buhari. Because they will say many of these criminals, because of tribal affiliation, saw themselves being put in a kind of way, not really being protected, being left to do whatever they want.
Several security experts have said on this platform that former President Buhari is responsible for the mess we are in right now, simply because he was sort of sympathetic to these terrorists, to these bandits.
And lethargic as well. We understand Dr. Adebayo is back. We apologize for that. Doctor, I'd like to take you on this. We're on the home stretch right now. There are some that say, okay, we look inwardly. Can you hear us, Doctor?
I can hear you, yes, I can hear you.
There are some that will say maybe these allegations, we should probe it further, that it might not be a Nigerian thing, like the whole of the country thing. Maybe there are pockets or places in which these criminals, because there is, when you talk to so many persons, they will say there is a way they look, there is a language they speak, there is a religion they profess when they are coming to attack a people of another region, another religion, another faith, another language, and they keep coming over and over. Let's take what has been happening in Plateau and Benue, for example. And you made mention of what happened, the northern Kaduna and the southern Kaduna thing, as evident under Nasir Arafat, according to public opinion, to say, if we really, my colleague Daniel talked about the issue, the latest, I think, it was something that happened in Yelwata. Almost 80 persons or thereabout. If
more than that, some reports say over 200.
Yeah, if not more, to say, what will you call that? Is it just some criminals running around to grand land, or because there are some people in a particular place that they feel they can always overrun? And those people that are being overrun every now and then, they speak a particular language, they are of a particular faith. Can we look inwardly that there might be pockets of this thing? It might not be on a large scale, maybe in some places. Is that all right?
Okay, you are right to some extent that there are pockets of that, and there will always be. Okay, but let us profile those who are actually involved in these killings. Who are they?
Yeah.
Who are they? They are most of the time they are the Fulanis. Let us not deceive ourselves. They are the Fulanis. They run around up and down. And what do? The Fulani hegemonic ideology is not a dying ideology. Today, the Hausas own most of the northern Nigeria. Are you with me, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the language in northern Nigeria is Hausa. But the leadership is Fulani. Do you get it, sir?
Yeah.
The language in northern Nigeria is Hausa. The leadership is Fulani.
How do you mean leadership?
The language in Ilorin is Yoruba. The Emma, the leadership is Fulani. So what does that tell you? Yeah. Is that this thing has been on. The hegemonic ideology of the Fulanis from Mauritania, from Libya, from everywhere has been on. Everywhere they go is hegemonic. So it's not an hegemonic ideology. Is not about religion. It's about conquest. The Madam Fodi of this world, they conquered the Hausas. And they were till today, till tomorrow. The emirs in the northern Nigeria are Fulanis. Fulfulde is not the language of the north. Fulfulde is the language of the Fulanis. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sir. We can hear you. Oh, my.
Yeah, so what he's trying to say right there, if I understand him clearly, is that it doesn't really matter the religion of the people, that the Fulanis just want to rule. They want to conquer. So whether or not they are Christians or Muslims, they don't care. They just want to conquer. And I think there's a great point in that. Several experts have also said that these guys are really after power. They believe they have this, that leadership is their birthright. That's what they believe. So wherever they find themselves, they do everything, whatever it takes, including killing and displacing the people, just to take over. But again, Femi, if they can do this in a sovereign state, why have we allowed it to persist? The government knows it didn't start today. It did not start today. It's been there right from time. So why has the government of Nigeria permitted this? You allow these Fulani guys to carry weapons, Femi, sometimes sophisticated weapons.
AK-47.
Exactly. Unchallenged. And they stroll about. Yes, I've seen some of them with my own eyes walking about freely. These are not military guys carrying weapons, military grade, military grade weapons, and they'll claim they're using to protect their cows. Come on, it doesn't make any logical sense.
There was a time under the late President late former President Muhammadu Buhari, that it was outlawed to carry AK-47s. In fact, it was said at that time, I think it was a presidential order or something, and anybody found with that, and you're not a military person, should be shot. Actually, I think towards election or something. Until now, I can't remember anybody.
What has become of it?
Anybody being arrested or being shot for carrying Kalashnikovs here and there. And you still see some of these things. All right. Dr. Adebayo, we sincerely apologize. You are trying to make it, but let me just quickly add this, because I understand Daniel to ask a question. Is this issue of Fulani hegemony that you talked about, although I've always believed, and many persons believe, there are good people in every tribe, there are terrible people in every tribe, but truth must be said. And you have said there is the Fulani hegemony thing going on, which has been for years or decades or forever. Yes. Do you think it was worsened under Muhammadu Buhari because they saw themselves in him, and some believed the late Muhammadu Buhari was lethargic and he allowed that into really fester? Do you agree with that?
100%. 100%. Buhari was a Fulani and he gave them the wings to fly. Give them the wings to fly. You know, let me give you an instance. I had one DPO who was my student in criminology. He was doing masters. And one day I said, come. During Buhari's I said, come. Why is it that you cannot control the Fulanis? Why are they doing everything? They raped a woman and killed the husband at Talamoko here. You see? And I said, why can't you control? He said, well, they have been told not to do anything to the Fulanis. That if he, as a Kanuri man, does anything to the Fulani, they are going to remove him as a DPO. They are going to send him to somewhere. You get my point? So that is the height of the problem. The Fulanis were having a good day in Buhari's time. You are correct. The DPO told me that he cannot, even if he has told any of his boys not to talk about, to leave Fulanis alone because they are under federal protection.
And that's a nation.
In a sovereign state called Nigeria.
That is the problem. Fulanis went to Benue State and killed people. Buhari told the IG to go. You know the story. Told IG to go there. IG didn't go because he knows nothing have power over the Fulanis. That's why he didn't go.
He was just smiling when Mr. President was saying it.
Yes, very shamefully. And the man didn't go, and nothing happened.
All right, so, Dr. Adebayo, as we costume now, my question is this. Now that the federal government has outrightly dismissed the claims by the U.S. that Nigeria might be undergoing some form of Christian genocide, in your opinion, what do you think the Nigerian government should be doing? Instead of just, disclaiming and denying that we have anything like that, what should the Nigerian government be doing at this point to tackle this menace? Because like you said, there's a potential of it happening again if it has happened before.
It's happening again. Yes. Government should make sure that the Almajiri system is controlled. That's the major thing. Control the Almajiri system. Make sure that it doesn't fly anymore, because that's where they get their recruits from. And then address the issue of poverty and inequality. Create jobs. make sure that people, if people are gainfully employed, they won't be doing all this nonsense. So, but the nomadic system should be well addressed. And when that is done, you will see that we'll be out of the woods.
Thank you very much. University Don Clergy man, Reverend Father Anthony Adebayo. Thank you for your time and your take today. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
All right. And this is it.
Absolutely.
Our country, your country.
Yeah, so much for Nigeria.
Which a security man and a divisional police officer called DPO can say, according to him, if I touch them, I'll be removed.
So even if he knows that they are committing crimes, he cannot touch them.
He even said he would tell his boys to stand up.
Yeah. Simply because these Fulani guys have been protected by some, power above.
Especially under Buhari.
Unfortunately.
In Africa, they usually tell you, don't speak ill of the dead. And I think that's what has gotten us here. That you should not just, let them.
I mean, when he died, I said, how do you mean?
Well,
I completely disagree with that.
You have your position.
That's just
we must go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for staying with us on Morning Spring. This is Western Spring Television. It's a pleasure having you all through this week. Daniel Emeka is my name. Join us again next week for fresh editions of Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Do have a fantastic weekend. Good morning. All
right. And Femi Ojo is my name. Let's all have a very jiggy weekend. And I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. Be responsible while at it. God bless Nigeria. Thank you for staying with us. To the production team, you have done well.